Alright, welcome to this video, and this video is on the previous 12 months food, labour and overheads calculator. Now, this um, spreadsheet come about a couple of years ago when I took over a kitchen. There was no sales data, there was no reporting done, the stock take hadn't been done for months, and I had no idea where I was at. And no one really had no idea where the kitchen was at. They knew the kitchen was not making enough money. Um, that's about it. So I had to sort of work out where I was going to start. So I looked back at the previous 12 months and I sat down with the owner and the bookkeeper and I got a P&L report which we went through and we took down all the sales data and things like we went through the P&L report, took the monthly takings, food takings, and things like that, and we extracted all that data and put it into a 12-month spreadsheet. And this is what this is. Now, this is not an actual one. It was an actual one, but through testing to make sure it was going and working all right, I've just altered it everywhere, but it works. Now, before I go through it, now I have got it in a calendar year set up for you, but you can change that. You can change it to the financial year if you want. It doesn't really matter what the month you start with. So if you started a place in April, there's no reason why you cannot do the previous 12 months. So starting from March and work back. Um, there's no problem with that. So what it is really just a snapshot of what's happened before you started and the previous 12 months to see where you're at. And you could also use it as um, uh, like a rolling stock take of what's happening over the 12 months where you start as well. There's no reason why you couldn't make two copies and have your previous 12 months, as you can see, your previous 12 months, and then do a current 12 months and start it that way. And that way you can compare it. Now, before I get too far into this spreadsheet, I will say make sure that you make a copy. You can see here that I've put as a reminder. So make a copy and rename it master, and then you keep that as a master copy, and then you make a second copy, and that's the copy you use. Now, you'll see down the bottom, down here, I've got year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 5 years. Hopefully, in 5 years, you've made some good progress and you can have some software to do all this for you. But if not, if your owner or the manager is not willing to invest in some software and you in the time to get that software up and running, then this is going to work and you should be able to change their mind in 5 years. Um, you also can make sure that if you move from one job to another, uh, you've still got your master copy, so you can repeat this process again and again. Pretty simple. All right, so what we're doing here is I'm going to start in January. Um, I'm not going to spend too much time going through this because it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so we go through January um, and put in the food sales here. How many covers? Hopefully they've got that somewhere. We had it in a They had it in a diary in a bookings book, so I was able to go through that and get those, which was pretty handy. It did take a good day or so to get this done. Um, so the how many covers we did, and this will tell you what the spend per head over January is. Um, how much money that we or the kitchen purchased, and how much was the labour cost. Then it gives us what the food cost percentage was and the labour cost percentage was. The overheads, this was a bit hard to track, to be honest. I don't really have that much. I don't really do much with overheads at the moment. But this is, I actually just said to him, can you estimate what it was worth to run your kitchen and all that per month? And this is what the figure that they gave me, so I ran with that. So if you're in a position where you can negotiate cheaper or overheads. I'd recommend starting with garbage and recycling is probably an easy one to do, but go with that. But that's effectively the figure that I was given, and then that gives us a percentage. It gives us a net profit of $5,000 for the month, just over, or 5.95%. All right, so you can see that it's not wasn't performing that well. February was a good year for some reason. I can't remember why, but it was actually a good year. Maybe it might have been just because of the testing. But anyway, according to this, it was a good year, and this place made some decent money here in February and March. But then, if you look in April, May, it's a loss, and there's another couple of losses here. You can see that over the 12-month period, it's only making a 1.44% profit when it's divided over the 12 months. So it's not a very good performing venue. Now, remember, this is not actual, so this is just the dummy data. So it gives you a snapshot of where you are, where the busy periods are, where the lulls are for rostering, where you can improve. Now, I'm just going to jump down here, and what it does from down underneath, it just gives you a summary of averages. So I'm averaging 85 grand in food sales and food purchases, just under 32, and wages here and overheads, and that's the average. So what I would do from here, and this will be in another video, is your food purchases. I want to set up a what's called a declining balance. So I'd set up a sheet where I'd put in all my purchases for the month, and I wouldn't go over 32. What I'll try to do is set it at 30, so you're trying to improve how much your food costs initially. And then again, same with your wages. Do the same thing with your wages, so you're just trying to always improve that with your wages, your overheads. As much of a muchness here, and this gives you an average of your profit. So if you can improve that and improve that, then your profit is obviously going to go up. Now I've got another spreadsheet on that as well, which we'll go through in another video. But this is what you're actually spending here, and this is a percentage of it here. Okay, so we've got in dollars on this side and percent here. And we've got here covers average per month and what they spend per month on average. Now, what I put over here, and I've highlighted in red for a reason, come up here, is this is all the monthly, and I just divided it by 52 to get a weekly. So now I know how much we're doing a week and spending a week, because if you're doing it monthly, you can't fix it. But if you know that if you're overspent on week 3, on week 4, you can pull back. If you've rostered too many people on for weeks 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to blow the budget, you know that you can pull it back in week 4. So this is what I use just as a proper guide, and this is just kind of like, proper figures really, and this is what I use as a guide here. So I was able to monitor it each week, and that's all that is. So that's pretty much it for this video. There's another couple coming soon. I'm going to get onto the declining balance later on, and I'll upload that as well. So I'll see you in the next video.